Today I'm going to be taking the interior of this, my workstation that I've had for, actually this case is probably about 6 years old or 8 years old, somewhere around there. I think it's closer to 8. I built a computer with it, and then since that time, since I built it, I've upgraded it several times. So this actually has completely different guts in it than it's had years ago. But this is an awesome case. It's a LianLi case, but as you can see, the grills on the front of it, let me take this camera off and show. Okay, the problem with this case is, obviously, you can see the dust, but see how these are all, these don't actually fit. See how they're like flopping? I can't stand this. That's one thing, is these are like little metal thing. I love this case, but this has been a royal pain in the ass to work with. The front of it, these pieces come off, and these little plastic pieces on the back break real easy. So these things just kind of snap in, but they don't fit right. They don't click in, so you don't. They're all like this floppy. Even the hard drive, the fan, I got my hand stuck in the fan. They fall out. They're terrible. They're just terrible. And then the top of the case, the little pins. The little plastic pins, see, they break. There's supposed to be two here. Supposed to be two here, one here and one here, like this one. But see, that one's even broke. This one's on, but that one's broke. So this top, these fans are awesome, by the way. They're real quiet. But this top just, it flops around. It doesn't fit. And it only has USB 2.0 ports in the front. So this is and you can hear how loud it is. Hear how loud this is? This case sounds like a plane taking off. So it's a LianLi high-end gaming case. But what I'll be doing today is taking all the guts out of this computer, cramming them into the new case, and seeing how well it fits, and probably putting that case up here because it's a cube case. So I'm gonna pick the case up now and show you. I'm gonna unbox it. This massive box is the case. Look at this. Look at the size of this box. Okay, so this is my new case. Grab a knife. It's the Corsair 540 AIR. It's actually a gaming case, and it only has 2 hard drive spots. Now there's where the other problem's going to be, and I might have to pull one of the cages out of that computer and figure out a way to mount it inside this in the back section, just as a temporary fix until I get rid of the hard drives. That computer actually has 4 physical hard drives in it and an SSD. It has a 3 terabyte drive that I use for just tossing files around on. It's got a 1 terabyte drive in it, and then it's got 2 3 terabyte drives in a RAID array off a separate RAID controller card that I use for video. So it's got 6 terabytes of hard drive or so. I don't know, maybe they're 2 terabytes. I can't remember. They're either 2 or 3 terabyte Western Digital black drives. So they're like the really good drives. And they're in a RAID array on a separate card. So this case only has room for 2 full-size hard drives in the bottom in little trays. That'll take care of the RAID, but what about the other 2 drives that I have a lot of stuff on? So we'll see. Anyway, this case is obviously much bigger than, let me put this down. This is I got the Corsair Carbide Series AIR 540. The Carbide Series AIR 540 case, and a huge box for it to go in. So let's unbox this bad boy. I don't get stuff like brand new, but I wanted it. The thing is I want to be able to pick the computer up and take it, almost like LAN party style. But I'm not going to a LAN party. But like if I needed to take it somewhere, I could. Oh, this is nice. It comes in a soft case. Let's take a look. This is the case I'll be putting the computer in. A lot of people waste their time unboxing. I don't. I get right down to it. Flip the sucker over. Get it out. Whoa, I got some static there. So because this is a box, a cube style, I might end up putting it, instead of putting it down there with all that stuff, put it up on top of the desk where you can see through the window, because that has no window in it. You can see in the window too, and I'm going to put a water cooler on my CPU and overclock it. Because right now it's still at the stock 3.2 gigahertz clock speed because of the multipliers and overclocking. So I'll probably take that off and water cool it and then overclock it, see how high I can get it. But instead of buying a new CPU, I just need a little bit more. I just want to get a little bit more power. And if it fails and if I burn something up, I'll just buy a new processor and memory and everything. And okay, so here comes the new case. They wrapped it up in a nice bag, which is nice. It's like a laptop, like the kind of bag that you see on a laptop. Like that covers the keyboard on a new laptop or something, you know. You get that soft cloth material. There we go. This is the case. There's an instruction manual and probably something else. Here's the case. Ain't that pretty? Look at that. That's replacing that. So I'm gonna probably do a couple more clips between actual taking apart. There's enough videos showing you about what's inside this case and what it comes with, but it's my first time seeing it, and I like it. It would fit right. It goes right here. I'm gonna put it right here, I think. See the DVD drive's right here. That way I got my 3.0 ports right up here on top. I can run the monitor cables and strap around the bottom side of the desk and just leave that computer right there. So it's right here. I can hit the power and here I am. Instead of having it down there and pick all that stuff up off the floor and strap it behind the desk. Because these glass desks, I mean, you can see through them. They're cool, but when you can see through the desk, you see all the stuff underneath. Nothing's easy to hide. You actually have little pipes back here I have to like strap to the metal bars on the desk and tie wrap the stuff up, zip tie everything up in order to hide the cables well enough. So I think if I put this back in this corner, maybe even in an angle, that would be nice. Then I don't have to worry about. I don't want to put stuff on top of it though. Notice I don't have anything on top of that one. I don't want this to become a shelf. So, but I want you to be able to see it. And maybe clean up that bottom section. This computer completely taken apart, all the stuff taken off. Now these fans on top are pretty good fans. They're LianLi fans, but they're pretty good. I don't know what size they are. They're quite large. Let's see if I can use those. If not, I'll just hold on to them. The fan in the back is okay. The fan in the power supply is okay. This is a extreme power LianLi power supply, 850 watt power supply. It's actually a pretty decent power supply in here, and it's nice and black and stuff. But I'm going to take the computer out. I'm going to take this whole case outside now, out into the garage, and use some compressed air and blow it all out. And I might take the heatsink off of the. I might just blow it out for now because I'm going to change it out to a water cooler. So I'll probably just blow the air out of this, blow the dust out of here with the air gun, get all the air gone. The thing I really like about this LianLi case is this is truly a toolless case. The other one, this one's pretty toolless. It's got the little thumb screws in the back, regular screws on the board to screw the board in. But see, there's thumb screws right here for all the I/O shields. This one is this is the most toolless case I've ever seen. Even the power supply doesn't have to be screwed in. It's got a little flap here. You flip this, and this pops out, And that's it. There's no screws in the power supply. It's actually held in with a strap. You just strap it in. I'll just leave it. Also on the I/O cards, on the video card, to get it out, you just unplug the video card. I'll take it out real quick, watch. You unplug the video card, you flip these little levers here, and that's it. Well, there's a little tab in the back here. Take the little tab out, that's it. There's no screws or anything. I'm gonna blow this card out too, but it's a EVGA GTX 760. But if you look right here, this is a little RAID adapter for these two drives here on the bottom. And then I have two more drives. See, and this one here is not even in a case. It's just sitting here. It's not even in a rack. So I could put these two, the two RAID drives, in these two cases, and then pull this rack out and find a way to screw it on the back side of there and put this rack, just this little 3-bay rack, on the other side of that case. So I think I can make it work. But there's my memory. And actually, if you look, there's actually thumb screws on the motherboard itself to hold the motherboard in. There's a thumb screw. There's a thumb screw. You can actually unscrew this board completely with no tools. This is completely toolless case. But honestly, this is a neat design, and it's neat that it does this, you know, but okay, I can deal with the other one. I don't need that. So I'm gonna go blow it out and use some compressed air and blow out the video card and everything. And I'll continue where I left off when I get done moving the stuff from here into there. I made a mess here, but that was a challenge. Except for my two RAID drives, which are going to go on these my two 3TB RAID drives, which are going to go on these little cages. And then one of my drives was a I don't know why I have this in here. It was a 500 gig Samsung. I mean, 500 gig drive? Why am I wasting my space in there? I don't know what that was doing in there. But I have a Seagate Barracuda 3TB hard drive that is going to go inside there, and that's my backup, to throw backup stuff. I'll pop that in here afterwards, but I can't put any of these other hard drives in here until after I install Windows onto just the SSD with nothing else but Windows on the SSD. The mistake I made before, I think, is why this 500 gig drive was in here, is what this 500 gig drive was actually in my computer when I got the SSD and installed Windows, and Windows, if it sees another drive, will automatically partition off a section of that drive and put like backup files on it, and it needs that drive to boot to the SSD, so you can't just swap it out. So the only way to install Windows and have it where you can have the entire Windows on one drive where you can pull that drive out and do something is have that as the only drive in your system. Don't ever install more than one. Start with just the one drive with Windows, install Windows on it, and then add your other drives that you want to add later. So I have to leave these drives out, and okay, got it up and running. Got Windows on it. I'm installing Creative Cloud, my stuff. Got Facebook open there. And here's the case. Here's what it looks like with that cooler until I get the other one. Take it apart. I mounted that hard drive to the screen in the back up and down. The 3TB, it's mounted vertically like that because I don't have another way to mount it. I just put it through the screen right there. It gets a little bit of air there, but it's kind of turned sideways, and there's my LianLi power supply. It's got blue lights on it, and then this is the side of the case with all the junk in it. But I wanted to see, I got kind of creative. It works. It's a 3TB drive, and it doesn't have any active cooling or anything, but it's not really hot right there. And that fan there is actually blowing heat out through the back, so it works. And with the case cover on, you still get blue light from that fan with the case cover on. See? You can see the light through it. It's kind of cool. The DVD drives here comes out sideways, which is kind of odd. I guess you have to hold the disc and slide it in. I don't know, we'll see how that works. So I guess that's the way they work. But anyway, that's it right there.